I'm going to have to read. Open the book of 1 Kings. 1 Kings, the 3rd chapter. And starting at the 16th verse.
Then came there 2 women that were harlots unto the king, and stood before him. And one woman said, O my lord, I and this woman dwell in one house, and I was delivered of a child with her in the house.
There was 2 women, amen, that had a child. Amen. This is a very important story for you this morning, amen. Because these 2 women had a child on the same day. And these were 2 women who were mothers. Do you hear what I'm saying? Amen. They were 2 women that were mothers of a child. But they had a certain kind of wisdom about being a mother. Amen. That's why I want y'all to remember this word that it's women like you. Amen. And then there's women like her. Amen. There's women like you, and there's women like her. Read what it says, son.
And it came to pass the 3rd day after that I was delivered, that this woman was delivered also. And we were together. There was no stranger with us in the house, save we 2 in the house.
These 2 women was in the same situation. Amen. These 2 women had children. Amen. They gave birth to children. Now, y'all hear me this morning. Amen. Anybody know what I'm talking about when you give birth to a child? How you love that child so much. How you get attached to that child. Read what it says, son.
And this woman's child died in the night, because she overlaid it.
And this one woman's child died in the night because she overlaid it. Because she laid on her child, and she smothered her child, and her child died. Amen. And this woman knew what she had done. This woman knew that she had made a mistake. And how many know that sometimes when you make a mistake, you got to own up to it? Are y'all hearing me this morning? See, too many times we looking for everybody else to put the blame on. We can't play the blame game, but this woman got to learn to take responsibility for what she done. But look at here. This woman knows she laid on her son. Amen. And this other lady was right there in the same house with us. Amen. Because we go through this in life. Amen. We go through this in life. Sometimes we have adopted parents and foster parents and stuff like that. Amen. And sometimes it's hard to let them know what the truth is. Amen. But you got to be willing to tell the truth. Amen. The truth will set you free. What it say, son? That's the move.
And she arose at midnight, and took my son from beside me, while thine handmaid slept, and laid it in her bosom, and laid her dead child in my bosom.
Lord have mercy. Now this woman knew she made a mistake, but she tried to cover it up and steal from somebody else. Lord have mercy. Do you hear what I'm saying? I'm talking about 2 types of women here. Amen. I want y'all to get this picture in your mind. Which one are you? Because of days like this, it's because of women like you. Amen. Read what it says.
And when I rose in the morning to give my child suck, behold, it was dead. But when I had considered it in the morning, behold, it was not my son, which I did bear.
A mother knows her child. Do you hear what I'm saying? A mama now knows her child. She knew that was not her child that was laying beside her, because she knew the bond of her child. And the child was not old, amen? But because she was a mother, she was that type of mother that was exceptional. She knew that was not her child. Amen? She knew something was wrong. How many know that mamas always know when something wrong? You hear what I'm saying? I don't care what you're going through. I don't care what time of night it is. You can go in the bathroom and mama can be sleeping. She'll say, what's wrong? She'll say, what's wrong? Somebody's in the hallway. Amen. If you're throwing up and you're sick and you ain't even got home from school, she can tell by the way you walk. Son, what's wrong? That's the mama. You hear what I'm saying? Mama know everything. And that I'm telling you, because of these mothers, that we have babies like today. Lord have mercy. Those kind of mamas, those mamas that are real mamas, you hear what I'm saying? They know everything. What is that?
And the other woman said, Nay, but the living is my son, and the dead is thy son. And this said, No, but the dead is thy son, and the living is my son. Thus they spake before the king.
Now see, this woman is going to the king, trying to get somebody else's child. Amen? Trying to take over somebody else's child because she made a mistake that she wasn't willing to own up to. Come on, somebody. Y'all know what I'm talking about. People make mistakes, but you have to own up to it. Amen? But this woman knew who her child was. Amen? Because there was a way that she was going to go and she was going to be responsible for her child. How many know that mothers, they understand their child? They will do anything for their child. They will give up their life for their child. You hear what I'm saying this morning? But there are people who will try to steal and get your child any other kind of way. Amen? You got to watch those kind of people. Amen? Because it's going on right here today. Children are being kidnapped. Children being taken. Amen. People who want children can't have children. And you got your own children and you won't even take care of them. Amen. But if God has given you a child, amen, you got to be this kind of mother. Amen. You got to be one that loves your child. One that don't matter what it takes or what goes on. I'm going to be here for my child. You hear what I'm saying? There's a difference between that mother and this mother. Because this mother already got in her mind deceit. Amen? She don't want the child because it's her. She don't want the child because she loves it. She wants the child because she wants a child. Amen? Some people just want kids for benefits. Amen? I mean, when you look in the homes, people got 5 or 6, 7 kids that they take in their house, but you can't love them all. Amen? Because they